And we've kicked off straight away with the Balkans Honey Badgers versus the Serengeti Elephants in this women's game now.
Balkans Honey Badgers versus the Serengeti Elephants.
And as with this wind, it's been taken into touch, so it's going to be the Elephants line out. But been stolen on the overthrow from the Honey Badgers as they look to move this ball across that back line. It's not pretty, but they have retained possession, but what a clear out that was. Bit of a tussle going on in there, but somehow the Badgers have managed to retain it, and they move it over to this left-hand side, but a knock-on, but they'll be playing the advantage. No advantage coming. Elephant scrum.
Elephants at this stage, they've been struggling to get points in their favor. However, Honey Badgers, with the likes of Brain, with the likes of Lewis, they're going to be very popular, and they struggled though against the Rhino when they played. However, we have stars in this Honey Badgers team, so we will have to see what they can bring up.
And they're moving it across. It's a big miss pass there and a lovely carry as well. Dotting it over the line there.
Tobile Mzizazwe, Spitzer of the Honey Badgers team.
Yeah, that's a good score in there. Was that what you were expecting from the Badgers? We know they have good pace and power, showing both of which there.
Look at that, they skip Verushka, the dangerous one, onto Tobile Mzizazwe.
And then a big long kick-off again, forcing Elephants to play out deep in from their 22. They're looking for a bit of a switch play, but they get caught by that aggressive defence. Getting themselves organised to try and clear, but again, they are playing against the wind, so it's very difficult when teams get stuck in this corner, but they manage to get it out wide, steps in away from touch, just to set a good platform here. Moving it over to the middle of the pitch, but again, they're not really going forward, are they, Noms?
Kat, I was just trying to figure out Deminal. She did well to get away from touch there, but there was no support for them to keep the momentum going.
No, momentum is definitely a little bit lacking in this team that are just trying to get out. Elephants pinned back in just outside their 22 now, but look at the defense from the Badgers, really relentless getting up in the Elephants' face, stopping their attack, but they've done so illegally. The tackler did not release. Elephants opted to tap quickly. Great offload off the floor there, making sure not to be turned over. Opting to go for the left. There's space out there if they can find it, but get caught and taken to ground there, and it's a turnover for the Badgers, and it's well taken. Surely we're going to see a score here, and yes.
She's in, Kat. She's in. Never make a mistake. You got to be sure.
Yeah.
You got to be sure. Get that ball in that try line.
Ooh,
make those points count. Leroux.
Well, there's playing with fire. Absolutely. Over the try line, was sure she was in, but then decided she'd do a bit more footwork to try and get closer to make the conversion kick attempt easier. But for a second there, I thought she was going to get held up.
Look at that. Out of nowhere, no one could ever get her now. Stride to the try line.
And here it is, Anya.
I'm
Leroux.
sure she's not going to do that again.
No, for a second there,
No,
I think
she's not going to do that again.
she
She'll
thought
know.
she might have got held up there, but she gets the score for her team.
As well as the mixed play and senior men and women.
Struggling to get that ball out.
And then moving it infield. But look at that again, the hits that are coming in. There is space though, there's two players over onto this left-hand side. If Ella can to get to them, which they have, opting to go herself, possibly should have put the pass in out to the left on that 2v1. But Elephants retain the ball. Running into some heavy defence in the midfield there. Slower ball than perhaps they would be wanting. But again, they have an overlap over to that left-hand side if they could just get it there, but ball spills out. So it goes through the middle once again, but there was a knock-on in the tackle area, so they will get a chance to set again. What do you think Elephants need to do, Noms?
Can you see that they always have the ball in hand, However, they don't want to finish the field. They just want to play within each other, and that's the disadvantage of it. And you can see they're struggling to run fast because of the wind. So all that they can do is to just play away from the honey badgers.
But they do get a scrum penalty there, so seeing what they are going to do with this. As you said, options quite tough though, because kicking for the corner is a big ask, because that wind is against them. But they did just win a scrum penalty, so sometimes you wonder if a scrum would be an option, but they've decided to tap it and carry and have a go over to that right-hand side. Again, they are stretching this defence, and they do get it wide into space now. Lovely back inside ball. Just a knock on there, but was that better for you? Yes, almost.
Exactly what we were saying now.
Yeah.
So spread the ball to the wing. But another thing, not to sound negative all the time, however, if you are playing and you know you are there to go and support, be ready to receive the ball. Let it not be a shock that you get in the ball. Be ready, be in a moment.
So always expect the ball. The voice of Noms, former Springbok captain, who knows a thing or two about her rugby.
Yeah.
And there's a big kick in here. The bounce really rolling on, and we've got a bit of a foot race on our hands here, but it's won by the Elephants, but a massive amount of pressure being put on her defensively as they regathered this ball. There's a fight in the breakdown. Looks like it was stolen, but was again stolen illegally. Tackler not releasing. They need to be careful that they're definitely back 10, which they now are. Another huge hit being put in defensively here. But here we go, a lot of space in now, and you have to think, I don't think she's going to go the whole way. Has to have support with her, which she has. Again, a good cover tackle there. Elephants need to get there quicker in that support play. Exactly what you said, Noms. They weren't there supporting. So the turnovers now happen, and Badgers are straight back into this. A good offload off of the floor. And now just seeing, looks left, decides to go right, takes it into the contact, and gets turned over for holding on. Just ran away from her support there. Ref marches them back 10. Just not able to let the phases stick together. So after that knock on, then the penalty coming against them now. You had to feel that was their opportunity. They didn't quite take it.
Something that they do good is to kick the ball away from their territory, away from their zone. Keep the pressure out, being able to play again. They're going to take a line out now. Things I wanted to see from the other teams. Use that boot when you play in favor of the wind.
Yeah, Fionn Lewis there just opting to nudge it long for her team and have good possession now with this line out. It's messy, but it has gone backwards, but it's Elephants who discover it as it takes them into half-time.
Now we've got to move again. Does that make sense? Because I fall on the show. I just need us to get the ball, go forward, make sure we can get it. Then that ball come in, and then we set it. Yes? Yeah, I don't have to need it now. It's fine. It's fine.
So we're about to start the second half of Honey Badgers versus Elephants, with the Badgers having struck twice, so ahead 10 points to 0. Noms, what are you expecting the second half?
What a way to be told in the second half with Natasha Hofmeister, who has been in the Rugby World Cup twice. She did play sevens, and she's good in sevens. Therefore, whatever that was said, surely we are expecting some scores. I can see Kirsten is taking the field, kicking off there.
Backwards!
So knock on immediately there on that chase. Means that Badgers will be straight into this game, but they're not used to playing against the wind, so they're going to have some work to do, but they do have a comfortable lead to feel quite secure at the minute.
Fine! Set!
Another knock favor for the Elephants to turn the tables around here.
Yeah, so they're in a good position here into the 22, probably the best position that they've been in so far in this game, so a real opportunity for them here to get this scrum right and win that ball for the team. So scrum Get set, ball is in, it pops out quickly. They opt to go to the left on this blind side for a one-on-one, and she's absolutely done for pace there. Fantastic finish.
Well-known Luleka Chibilika from Poland.
Ja, moet weer.
We talk about it, Kat, to say good strum positioning, and obviously where they were, it was good for them. It was an advantage for them. They make it use very clever strum half to play Luleka on the blind side.
Absolutely, just the real pace that comes in here. And if you want to talk us through it.
Yes, look at that. Kuba Arenze, quick pass there to Luleka Chibilika, who was ready to receive that ball.
Ladies, get back, please. Get back. Behind the line, please.
So Elephants kicking off. Again, they've gone for a short one. Bit scrappy on the floor there, but no knock-on, spin off the feet.
No, orange, orange.
Badgers options both sides for them, choosing to go to the right. It's a good carry, getting in behind the defence, wasn't held, so gets back up. Held this time. And the ball comes out to the left. Gone back, but there are numbers out here, two numbers, but it's not taken cleanly, so overlap has now gone. So opts for a switch play instead, but some great running there from Olda. She's had a quality tournament so far.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Opting to go quick on that penalty. Good footwork, what a straightening line in here, and making a breakthrough and going to go for another score for the Badgers.
Zintle Zwane didn't hesitate to get that ball. Another mistake, another error made by Elephants. Capitalizing with all the mistakes that they're doing to make it count for them. Knowing very well all these scores, and it builds up to something. Good run. Making sure, breaking off the defense line of the Elephants.
Advantage. Tackle.
Badgers straight back into it. Playing with an advantage as well, so they can play with some freedom. Passing out to that left-hand side, and it is an easy score with hands down the line for Adler, who goes in for the score for her team.
We already talked about Gesine Adler saying that she's been quite a number of times carrying the ball. She's a ball carrier clearly for Honey Badgers. Very tall, explosive, always being able to continue in the blind side.
Yeah.
Good hands from Swart to giving that ball to Adler. You always need to be alert. Look at that off pass, pop pass for her, and she was ready to receive that ball. That's what I've been talking about. If you're going there to support knowing very well that the ball can pop up anytime. You've got to be able to be ready.
Always expect it. Great advice there. Ooh, that wind is really killing the kickoffs. So Elephants will get a chance to fight back here, but it's not pretty. There's a knock on there, and they've given away the possession that they'd won from that kickoff not going 10.
It's going to be a shame, Kat, because each and every decision you make counts. Each and every mistake or an error you're doing, it counts. So for them not capitalizing on the error that has been made by Honey Badgers in the kickoff, and losing that ball in a knockoff. It's a mess.
A good carry off of that scrum there, down to that right-hand side. And a dummy and go, but not made too much ground in there, but does keep the ball. An injection of pace here, really leg driving for the line. I think she might have got that down, she has. And that's Paula Schultz who goes for the score.
Telling you, leg drive, eager to want to win, eager to want to be on the scoring line, confident. That's what you do when you always have to attack. You forget about defending, you attack, you attack. You will know that you are definitely gonna win.
So it's a good burst of pace. Really, she's got no rights to score this at all, but she works really hard with that leg drive. Does so well, does Paula, to get the score.
Have they started?
The ball's gone quite far down. It's just rolling down there, so they've had to run to get it so they can kick off.
It really shows how windy it is, Kat. That's what you want to do.
Long nudge, just depends if it's going to go all the way, but there's pressure on here.
Goal line.
But goal line, drop out.
If they want to defend here, they need to defend. They need just be 10 meters away, but make sure to defend. I'm not sure if they're gonna kick it further. They can counter attack now.
And the bounce ending up on the Elephants' side, deciding to go on her own to the left, but does get scragged down. I think she was held there. But penalty coming their way anyway for side entry into the ruck. An individual effort and carry just short of the line.
Good clean out.
Another penalty here. Badgers really giving away some penalties now. Gets called back for that, making sure it's on the mark on the 5 metre. They're going to want to come away with something here. It's not what they want at all.
They lost that momentum there, Kat. If that ball was not a deliberate knock, they could have at least scored a try there.
Advantage.
So some strong leg drive for the Badgers. Dummy pass into a pass out to the left, and we've got some real gas on show here. It's the lady who did the pass earlier to her teammate for the try. It's Amanda Swartz who's going to get this one and finish one herself.
World-class play from the Honey Badgers. Previously they played against Wild Dogs and they didn't stand a chance, but they redeemed themselves now. They're showing us they are supposed to be in this competition, showing the Elephants 1 or 2 tricks.
So here she goes, really showing her gas, isn't she?
Swartz, Adler, LaRue, Lewis, Zisazwe, and Scouts, they've been very phenomenal in this game.
Serengeti Elephants.